Dear students, the previous session we studied about speech mechanism. We studied precisely about airstream mechanism. And we know that there are three types of airstream mechanism. The pulmonic airstream mechanism, the glottalic airstream mechanism, and the velaric airstream mechanism. Now, having discussed and understood clearly about the pulmonic airstream mechanism, the glottalic airstream mechanism, and the velaric airstream mechanism, we have to go further into the study of the organs of speech. And today we are discussing organs of speech. And we should understand. It's very easy to understand, and my diagram will help you, of course, to understand. And I would like to, of course, say this diagram. Of course, I tried to make the diagram, but I failed, and it was my 10-year-old daughter Angeline who helped me to make this diagram. So I just mentioned the credit of this. The credit for this picture goes to my 10-year-old daughter Angeline, and she has just because I'm not very good at painting or drawing pictures, and it is done by my little daughter. So we have this diagram there, very useful diagram made by my daughter, and of course we have the other details there. So with this we are just going to discuss the organs of speech and of course understand this particular topic. It's very important for any student of linguistics. This topic is very important for any student of linguistics, no matter whether it is he or she is a student of English or Malayalam or Spanish or Tamil or Latin, because the organs of speech are the same for every human being. So this lecture is going to be very useful for anyone who is interested in learning language. And I would say this is just a preliminary level kind of lecture, and it will help everybody. So let us understand. So we know about the very energy for the production of sounds. That is, of course, the air we breathe out. And the air passes through different organs of speech. And these organs of speech, through which or somehow the air is just coming in contact with, could be called the organs of speech. And linguists or scientists say that the organs of speech involved in the production of speech sounds can be divided into three. So the organs of speech in the human body can be divided into three, and they are respiratory system. In the respiratory system, in the pulmonary system, in the chest, in the lungs, okay, we have certain organs of speech, and they are the very first category of the organs of speech. Second category is the phonatory system. Phone, sound, the loudspeaker, phonatory system. And the phonatory system is just the oral cavity, the mouth cavity. Here you have the oral cavity and the mouth cavity, and all that together is the phonatory system. So the organs coming in the phonatory system constitute the second group of organs of speech. So organs of speech of human body can be divided into three divisions. Organs of speech that come in the respiratory system, lungs. The phonatory system, that is, of course, here you have here you have the larynx, here you have the pharynx, and this particular area, that is, of course, the pharynx and the larynx. This section is larynx, above the collarbone, below the jaw, above the collarbone, below the jaw. Once more, above the collarbone, below the jaw, larynx. Above the larynx and below the roof of the mouth, pharynx. Above the larynx, below the roof of the mouth. This is the roof of the mouth. So above the larynx from this section and below the roof of the mouth, right? This box, this is the pharynx area. So phonatory system, all the organs that come in the phonatory system are, of course, the second category of organs of speech. And now we quickly come to the articulatory system. And thereafter we'll just look at the diagram and we will understand. So the articulatory system, of course, is the most crucial system of the production of sounds. It's the very system that just changes or differentiates one phoneme from the other is the articulatory system. Per in pencil is pencil because of both the lips, and fir in flower is flower because of the lips, And thank you in thanks is thanks for because of the organs of speech. And articulatory system, it is the articulatory system that decide the nature of the sound, whether a nature is a plosive, whether a nature is a fricative, whether a nature is an oral sound or a nasal sound or a nasalized sound or an affricate sound. All such crucial features of the phonemes are divided by the articulatory system, and we shall see the articulatory system. Now, with this introduction, we can just move forward to, of course, understanding the organs of speech. So once again, I'm just summing up and reviewing for the help of all the students. Please listen and understand. Human organs of speech can be divided into three groups. Organs that come in the respiratory system, organs that come in the phonatory system, and organs that come in the articulatory system. So now we will see organs that come in the respiratory system. It's very easy to understand. Respiratory system is, of course, the lungs. Previous session I said about the breathing in air and ingressive, right? You're breathing in air, you're breathing out air, aggressive. And in that process of breathing in and breathing out, the lungs are involved. So in the first division of organs of speech, the respiratory system. In the first division of the organs of speech, respiratory system, some organs are involved. And those organs are, number one, trachea. Trachea is, here you have the trachea. You can see the trachea here. Trachea. Trachea. Trachea is the first organ of speech that is coming under the first division respiratory system. Trachea. Trachea is also known as windpipe. What is trachea known as? Windpipe. The air comes to the nostrils, comes to the nasal cavity, comes down again through the pharynx area, comes down, and here it comes through the windpipe. This is the windpipe. This is the food pipe. And food, you are eating something, food comes this way, and food will go this way. And when food is going that way, this epiglottis will go back, and it will come back, and windpipe will be closed here. And windpipe will be closed there, and food will go this way. There will be a closure here, so that no food will go this way. So the epiglottis a lot to do. Epiglottis has a lot to do, because epiglottis is very important. If the epiglottis doesn't function, the food can just enter in the trachea or windpipe, and that can lead to suffocation and death. So what happens is, we are breathing air, and the air goes through the windpipe or trachea to the lungs. And the first organ of speech in the respiratory system is trachea. Then we have, of course, air comes through the windpipe, goes into the lungs, and lungs are full. Both the lungs are full, and the organs of speech involved in the respiratory system, trachea, lungs. Then we have, you have to mention not just the lungs alone, the muscles of the lungs, very, very important. The muscles of the lungs. Expansion, contraction. Muscles of the lungs has a lot to do. Then we have, of course, the contraction. Air is just pushed forth. So very easy to understand. In our respiratory system, we have three main important organs. One is the trachea. Trachea is also known as windpipe. Trachea, it is also known as windpipe. And here, remember, this is the windpipe. Here you have vocal cords. So this vocal cords also has a crucial role. Vocal cords will also remain closed. Here you have an opening in the middle of the vocal cords, and it will remain closed when sounds are produced, right? And the sound will just go, maybe making some kind of friction, or sometimes without making any friction. So vocal cords. So it is the epiglottis that will just go back and close this particular opening. And now we have respiratory system organs. Number one, the trachea. Number two, the lungs. Number three, the lung muscles. And of course, next point you have to keep in mind is with the help of the lungs and the lung muscles, there is the expansion and contraction of the lungs, and air just goes into the lungs, goes out of the lungs. So with that, we can just conclude the first part of the lecture in this series on the organs of speech. So organs of speech refers to, right, the organs, the human organs that are involved in the production of speech sounds. And there are three types of division of organs of speech: the respiratory system, organs in the respiratory system, organs in the phonatory system, and organs in the articulatory system. Next session, we shall be discussing organs in the phonatory system. Thank you very much.